Shadow of Death in the Desert. It was a hot July afternoon in 1943 in the Tunisian desert. The heat seemed to penetrate to the bones as the Allied food transport platoon drove through the sand dunes. At the very front stood 3 M3 Lee heavy food tanks, each loaded with canned food, ammunition, and water for the troops operating on the front lines. A sense of tension gripped the drivers and gunners, as they knew that danger could strike at any moment. Lieutenant David Miller, the platoon commander, sat in the lead tank, his radio clutched tightly. He stared up at the blue sky, feeling uneasy. 2 days earlier, another platoon had been heavily attacked by German Stuka bombers. He knew that in such open terrain, they were vulnerable. Suddenly, the roar of jet engines could be heard in the distance. At first, it was just a whisper, but soon it grew louder and louder until the ground shook. "Enemy aircraft! Get ready!" Miller shouted over the radio. Suddenly, 3 Focke-Wulf Fw 190 fighters swooped down from the clouds like sharp eagles pouncing on prey. Their machine guns fired a barrage of volleys at the squadron. The driver tried to steer the tank away, but it seemed too late. The bullets pierced the rear of the tank. A deafening explosion rang out as the tank burst into flames. The occupants of the tank had no chance of getting out. Miller gritted his teeth, feeling the pain and anger. "Fire back! Use all the guns!" he ordered sternly. The gunner in his tank fired a barrage of 50 caliber machine guns at the low-flying enemy aircraft. A bullet pierced the wing of one of the planes, causing it to lose control and fall to the ground, creating a thick cloud of black smoke. The other 2 planes did not give up. They attacked again and again, trying to destroy the remaining tanks. The battle became chaotic and complicated. The heat from the explosion and the dust made the air hot and steamy. In Miller's tank, the 75mm cannon fired repeatedly, but the tank's target was the fast-moving plane. Another plane came from the side and fired a barrage of machine gun fire at Miller's tank. The bullets pierced the outer armor, damaging the control panel. Sparks flared up inside the tank. "Go! Don't stop!" Miller shouted at the top of his lungs. They continued to drive the tank forward, the flames burning inside. Miller knew they could not continue the fight like this for much longer. They had to find cover. Fortunately, they reached a small valley with large boulders. Miller ordered the remaining tanks to take cover behind the rocks. The enemy planes could not shoot well when the tanks were hidden behind large rocks. After a few more attempts, the enemy planes decided to fly away. Perhaps they had run out of ammunition, or were afraid of a counterattack from Allied reinforcements. Miller breathed a sigh of relief. The battle was over, but the damage was heavy. One tank was burned out and his was badly damaged. They had lost many of their personnel. They had survived, however. The remaining food had to reach the front lines. The loss was a painful reminder of the dangers of transporting food in war. Miller looked at the black smoke rising from the burning tanks and the wreckage of the enemy planes on the ground. He knew that the road ahead was still dangerous. But they would not give up. They would keep moving forward, ensuring that the soldiers on the front lines got what they needed.